Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book Runner. We're at the midway point, so we'll kick things off with Cult of Carnage Misery, number 4. Where we left off, Corwin Jones had managed to get the 4 Life Foundation symbiotes and bring them to their original creators, while Liz Allen had bonded herself to a combination of Carnage and Anti-Venom, known as Misery. Jones was turned into madness by the Life Foundation symbiotes, but they also the Life Foundation unveiled their new half symbiote, half tech troops called the Symbiotex. Meanwhile, Spider-Man had teamed up with Spearhead to recover the stolen symbiotes, and also Liz Allen. So we opened. Liz Allen is the symbiote and Liz are basically doing therapy. Over the course of this, Liz has the breakthrough that actually Harry, her late husband, abused her. But her and Misery bond, allowing Liz to free herself. Spider-Man and Spearhead are digging through where the Life Foundation had was headquartered out of, finding a bunch of unconscious guardsmen alive, just unconscious, though they're being watched. The combined madness symbiote is taking control is fighting Corwin Jones for control and wins out. But the Symbiotex explain that someone's freed Liz Allen. Meanwhile, a mysterious hooded figure has also helped with Liz's freedom, and revealed herself to be Lily Hollister, or Queen Cat. And that is where the issue ends. We haven't seen Queen Cat for a good long while. She popped up during Jed McKay's Black Cat run, and then I assume as the run was not did not end up becoming an ongoing. Just that plot point kind of got pushed to the side and discarded. But cool to see her again. Moving on to our next book, we've got Death of the Venom-Verse number 3. Where we left off, Carnage was working to further improve himself, but Ant has one final possibility to turn the tides on Carnage. Silence. But we see Carnage further destroying and absorbing symbiotes, namely a symbiote, or the version of Stegron, the Spider-Man Stegron with a symbiote. Silence is recruited. Also, the venomized version of Rhino from the Symbiote 6 is recruited. Our merry warriors end up on what appears to be a reality where War of the Realms led to a merging of Earth and Asgard. Valkyrie is seemingly defends this world with on a symbiote horse. allows for a brief reunion between her and Flash Thompson, but Carnage attacks, having hidden away on one of the others. However, his slate of powers is well, a bit high, including, and in fact, when Silence attacks, he's able to use Spot's abilities to cause her to attack herself. But Carnage is a bit much for the Venom Corps. Space Knight Venom gets impaled and seemingly destroyed by Carnage. Virus is smashed up pretty good, revealing the person running the armor to be a kid version of Dylan. And while one of the anti-venoms gets in pretty good on gets a pretty decent hit in on Carnage. Carnage reveals he's absorbed a symbiote version of a venomized Man-Thing, and well, you know how it goes. Those who know fear burn at the touch of Man-Thing. That anti-venom is then burns, and however, it's actually seen to do the trick. Just takes a bit of a delayed reaction, and the various absorbed symbiotes start to fight back. And the primary story ends with Silence asking if they just killed Carnage. We got a couple backup stories. First is the second part of Final Escape. On another Earth, Venom prevented a scientist at ESU from having his project stolen by a bunch of henchmen. However, the henchmen are revealed to be working for none other than Carnage, but it's a more regular Carnage, and so Venom and Carnage duke it out. And fighting over the device, so as it allows for time travel. And then we've got Samurai Venom. Is that right? Or Kid Venom. Kid Venom and the Carnage Beast duke it out over the town, and it starts to send droplets of itself out to take over the populace, but Kid Venom prevents them from doing so, grabbing the droplets as they fall, and that is where the story ends for now. The A story is great. Final Escape is pretty decent. I'm thinking that Kid Venom is an interesting tale. It's I was kind of surprised that it was being continued, but I think it kind of said it was TBC. But yeah, can't remember. Moving on though to our next book, we've got SpiderMan India #3. Where we left off, Corp was actually doing a pretty decent negative PR campaign against SpiderMan India in an effort to take over the neighborhood that SpiderMan India protects. And SpiderMan India opted to stop being Spider-Man. And that's been going nicely. He's, his life feels simpler. But Pavitar meets Nina, who explains that she works at Eurocorp and in the corporate messaging department. Pavitar stating that she gets paid to drag Spidey online, and apparently she gets paid very well. So, but part of the neighborhood is being torn down for the head of Eurocorp, who's also wanted to know what's become of Dr. Kumar. but also said that the negative PR campaign needs to continue against Spider-Man because sure he's disappeared for a while, but if they don't keep the pressure on him, well, he'll find a way back. A trap has been set up basically to bring Dr. Kamar to the head of Jericorp. Meanwhile, Dr. Kamar is realizing he can't, that with the supplies he has aren't going to cut it for his work. Pavitar manages to get a position at Jericorp, stating he has a video of Spider-Man being a menace. But he briefly meets Gary Sahib, the guy who runs Jericorp. He makes a quick video of himself. Pavitar makes a quick video of himself as Spider-Man, uploads it, and just keeps on doing this. And gets an employee of the week 1 week, and things seem to be going well. Meanwhile, Dr. Kamar breaks back into his lab only to find it empty. However, a cage is quickly dropped in place around him, and Yuri Sahib comes to him, and they talk a bit, and basically say, hey, we've got a new lab set up for you in the Liberty Complex, so, just go there. And we'll figure out what's going on with both Pavitar and with Spider-Man. But Pavitar comes upon a video that shows someone dressed as Spider-Man beating up an defenseless old man, and he thinks, okay, maybe this is not a good idea. Opts not to share the video, but his boss says, if you won't, we'll get someone who will. But he realizes that this is also what Peter was potentially talking about, basically not letting Pavitar and Spider-Man be at war with each other. But the issue ends with some of corporate security taking Pavitar to see Giri Sahib. Rather forcefully, no less. Like I said, that's where the issue ends. Things are getting interesting. Definitely getting interesting there. Moving on to our next book, we've got Blade #2. Where we left off, Blade inadvertently helped a demon that was likely to destroy the spirit world. Good job, Blade. But he had been taken in by a Japanese mountain cult and be punished for killing a swordsman who was supposed to defeat the demon. But he was released by a member of said cult and goes after weapons, making his way to Japan and saving the life of an arms dealer friend of his named Tulip. They used to be a couple. There's some flirting, and with Blade, this is, hey, you owe me, and, this is what's going on. But Tulip is attacked again after her and Blade release some tension. And while Blade takes out the first wave of attackers, a second wave manages to come in and subdues Blade while taking Tulip prisoner. But Rotha, the member of the cult that freed Blade, Blade comes upon her and once again, he apparently has her tied to a post and frees her again. They go to rescue Tulip, who has been captured by a rather long-lived crime lord. She promised him bullets that would kill people and raise their bodies to form his army. But She told him just regular bullets. That said, the crime boss is aware of the Adana. Blade and Rotha make their way to rescue Tulip. However, what's his name for the guy? Dino, that's right. However, Blade is put under the spell of Lord Dido, and that is where the issue ends. All right, this is definitely an enjoyable Blade series so far. I'm digging it. It's just a mini-series, but still, I'm digging it. Moving on to our last book for the moment, we've got the Moon Knight Annual, continuing the Contest of Chaos. So, Moon Knight has felt a pull to New Jersey Pine Barrens, discussing what's going on with Reese. Also drawn to the site is Teguki of Tiger Division. But what they're drawn to is apparently a growth of crystals similar to the ones that Iron Man and Storm found. But the two of them fight it out. But the crystals change them into other variants of themselves. First, Captain Crescent and Taiwani, the Kingdom of South Korea. Then the Immortal Moon Knight. And King of the Mountains, the Sacred Tiger Spirit Teguki. Then Spectre, the patricidal god of the moon, and Teguki, the Psylocke incarnate. They fight a bit, making a bit of a mess of things, but once they're back to themselves, Moon Knight says, you know what, hey, screw this, you win. And Teguki takes the crystals and is recruited by Agatha Harkness. In our backup story, Agatha's on her ship in the Bermuda Triangle. The demon Corrosion is attempting to is seemingly challenging Agatha's power, but in her attempt to make a new Darkhold. Well, basically, challenging her as a means of saying, hey, let me help. But she does state that she needs no help creating chaos, while backed up by her so far 4 champions: Wolverine, Storm, Human Torch, and Teguki. And that is where the issue ends. I kind of don't like the fact that we didn't get anything more with Spidey and Jessica Jones, but oh well. Anyway, this has been the best of the Contest of Champions annuals, or Contest of Chaos annuals. I like the fact that, well, yes, it was a heroes fighting heroes thing. Moon Knight kind of said, you know what, nah, this just ain't worth it. Have at it, they're all yours. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Big shout out to Patreon patron Xander Lee. Thank you so much for your support. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, Mastodon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.